husband and I had decided it was time to start trying to have a child. So I went to my gynecologist and said, you know, you told me to tell you when I was ready, and I'm ready. Oh, and also there's this lump. And she got very serious and said, okay, we need to take care of this first.
Right away I was told I would probably lose my fertility, and that was almost stated to me as if that was a definite. And I learned later that that's not actually a definite. I have my cycle back, I'm on tamoxifen, so I can take a break if I decide to have children.
I did 2 rounds of IVF before I started chemotherapy. And so I do have embryos in a tiny little frozen condominium in West Philadelphia. Of course, the rub is that now my husband and I aren't together anymore, so what am I going to do with this army of embryos? But that's a question I'm dealing with now.
I had the opportunity to have eggs taken out, but I have such estrogen high cancer. I couldn't do it. I was like, okay, well, great, I have kids, but then I'm dead. Well, what does that mean then? I always had a future vision of what I'd be a mom and, you know, have all these things. I'm not going to have those now, so what the hell am I going to do?
It was an easy decision for me to have the hysterectomy because I knew that it was the only thing I could really do now. That part was easy, but it wasn't easy to deal with the fact that I was still a young woman, and even though I wasn't sure if I was going to have more children, I was giving up that the hope that that would ever happen to me again, that I would get to experience all of that, what that means.
I was about 22 weeks pregnant when I was diagnosed. I went through the treatments, and our son was born healthy, a little bit prematurely, but healthy. And today he's almost a 12-year-old, which is hard to believe.
I'm gonna have the life that I was meant to have. And, you know, breast cancer slowed down the plan and it threw up some obstacles, but I'm gonna have that life. And for me, that was about having a child. My son was a very big baby, I had a C-section, and I remember when they first put him in my arms, my first thought was, screw you, cancer.